What up, you thick bangers? Welcome back to a brand new slapper. We're here talking about the new Madden Mobile 20 gameplay update, and you know we about to get into it because we about to tell you all of the tea, all of the news. Let's get right into it. Madden Mobile 20 is coming. As you've seen in my previous videos, we took a look at the homepage. We take a look at season score, the legacy team, all that kind of good stuff. But as you know, there has been continuous streams on the Twitch for EA Madden NFL every Thursday where they reveal more and more Madden Mobile information. So today we got a new chunk of info about Madden Mobile 20 that I cannot wait to share with you, and let's go ahead and get right into it. So starting off, we're talking about gameplay. Now, when it comes to gameplay, both the senior gameplay designer and the community manager, Hasty Dave, talked about some of the issues that gameplay has had in Madden Mobile 19, which is Madden Overdrive, as well as what they're trying to do to fix for Madden Mobile 20. So some of the things that they mentioned briefly is that blocking is one of the #1 things that they have realized has been really bad this year. One of the things that's interesting is that when it comes to blocking and having your offensive line block, they actually have to manually hand design every single play what the offensive line is going to do when they block. So there's no like formula or like you can just set up the offensive line to just react certain ways. Every single play, they have to hand design what they do for the offensive line. So that's why blocking is so so inconsistent, because it takes so much time. So blocking is something they're going to be working on for Madden Mobile 20. Defensive pursuit, taking specific angles lots of times. During pursuit, people will just take really bad angles, and it's like your defensive player that's 99 overall should be able to take this angle and catch up with the receiver, but they're an idiot and go like this, and it's just like super stupid. So defensive pursuit is going to be adjusted, as well as catching. Catching is something, of course, that a lot of us have freaking experienced a ton of issues. They've noticed that and are fixing that as well. Also fumbles. They turned off fumbles mid-January because the issue with fumbles was basically that when it came to fumbles, for some reason the higher overall cards that they started producing during December started fumbling like crazy, and they don't know what happened. It was like a glitch, so they just killed fumbling. So right now you can't actually fumble in the game. They turned it off, but they are going to bring it back in Madden Mobile 20 and make it more realistic, because of course fumbling sucks, because if you do your freaking league versus league drives and you're like, oh yeah, and you're doing your drive and you fumble, you freaking lose the drive and you get a minimum of like 14 points, which sucks. So those are the kind of like 4 or 5 things that they're talking about in terms of fumbling, in terms of gameplay issues that they've identified. Now let's talk about basically what the gameplay is going to look like. It is the exact same engine, which is great. This engine is really smooth. Here's some video footage of it. This is the engine that we're going to be getting. So the same engine as Madden Mobile 20, a little bit more fine-tuned, a little cleaner. It's going to be the same Madden Overdrive engine, which is great. But again, remember, all of this is Madden Overdrive footage, but Madden Overdrive is not the focus of Madden Mobile 20. It is a side game. It is a freaking it's a side. Like if
we're freaking going to like Red Robin and you get a freaking like burger, and then I'm like,
what kind of side do you want?
And you're like, I'll have a side of fries. And I'm like, what kind of side sauce do you want for those fries? And you're like, I want some ranch. That's Overdrive. Thank God, because Overdrive used to be the freaking burger, and the burger was trash.
So schemes are returning: vertical, spread, West Coast, and Smash Mouth. But now here's something interesting. The things that they are adding new to gameplay have to do with your scheme. So every scheme is getting a special gameplay update that you get specifically for your scheme. So if you're a vertical player, which I'm a vertical player, you get a thing called total control passing, which is basically you get a swipe on the screen before you pass to dictate the placement of the ball for your receiver. Now this is something that if you've played that quarterback game on the NFL iPhone, it's just like it, where when you throw the football, what you can do is you can actually swipe up really fast to get the ball to go farther, or swipe down to get it to go faster and lower, or swipe left or right to kind of change the curvature of the ball, which is really fun. And you actually can now do this with the vertical scheme. So if I throw a Hail Mary, And he's really well covered on the corner. I can try and almost like curve the ball so that I can slide into my receiver's hands instead of going straight in and hitting the cornerback. So there's this kind of control passing, and they kind of you're seeing footage right now of it being shown, but it's really cool. It's kind of interesting. If you want to hit someone on a straight flat route and you want to hit them, and let's say the cornerback is ahead of them, you can swipe down really quick to send it kind of like a more like lower pass down. But of course, if the cornerback is behind you and you kind of want it to be a little further, you can actually swipe up to get it to go over the head of the cornerback. So that's a cool addition that only works on those who do verticals. So this is not something that is unique to all different schemes. Only vertical schemes can have this. Now, Spread has a run option, where basically run option is now you basically get to choose to hand the ball off to your running back during any play. So you'll see every defensive line or one of the defensive ends when playing will have like an H or a letter on them, and then you basically call the read. So if the defensive end goes for the running back, you then can scramble off with your quarterback. If the defensive end is coming right to the quarterback to sack you, you can press the run option button and freaking lob the ball to your running back, and then have an option. So it's a really cool kind of somewhat minor play action run option kind of vibe. So if you're into that, you can go ahead and choose Spread as your playbook and go with that. I probably won't be doing that one. I probably would prefer the total control passing initially. West Coast is Playmaker, which allows you to adjust a play mid-route. So this is actually really interesting. This is going to be kind of probably one of the more difficult ones to figure out. Basically, you can actually force a player on a route to change the route. So let's say you have a straight Hail Mary, and the corner obviously has great positioning on your wide receiver and is absolutely owning your wide receiver. What you can do is you actually can go to that wide receiver and you can swipe left on the wide receiver, and the wide receiver will actually change its path mid-route and start going left. So now you're starting going left, and then you can bullet pass or lob a Hail Mary, and he's now out of the reach of the cornerback, and you're able to get a touchdown. So Playmaker literally allows you to change the route of the players by swiping a certain way, and you'll see like an arrow around your wide receiver, and usually it starts with the main wide receiver for the route, but of course it will adjust based off of whoever is the closest option to you. But that is interesting. It's kind of like saying you can just change up whatever play you want whenever you want. So we're going to see, we'll look at the professionals. We'll see what CHF and some of these other people are going to be doing at the beginning of the year. I'm seeing which one's going to be the most impactful, because I'm assuming one of these is going to be a bit OP and glitched and going to be just freaking crazy. Then Smash Mouth has this impact button where basically you can gain positive rushing yards and your meter is going to go up, and then basically once your meter fills, you can activate a button which gives you a massive increase to your break tackle rating. So it's the more rushing yards you get with Marshawn Lynch, it loads all the way up, and then you just press it, and you just become like Thanos for a 0.5 seconds, and you can your break tackle rating goes from 60 to 150, and you will most likely break the tackle, and that's the Smash Mouth special feature that you're gonna get. So that's cool for those who like running. What's cool with the impact button is that maybe I am a vertical guy and I have the total control passing, but I get a Marshawn Lynch card, and I want to showcase it. I probably will switch to Smash Mouth to be able to show you guys the impact button, because it's probably going to be really cool gameplay to see, a big player like Marshawn Lynch do that kind of a break tackling, kind of trucking stuff, even with Bo Jackson or Barry Sanders. So the schemes, remember, you can change the schemes anytime that you want, but each scheme is giving its own special edition. So that's basically it. In addition, there's also a skill move button update where you can flick the skill move button to 4 different ball carrier moves. So up to truck, down to hurdle, left and right to spin, which they're still trying to figure this out, but the down to hurdle would be freaking dope. So when you're running with the ball carrier, you can freaking hurdle, you can truck, you can juke left and right, you can do spin move still. So a lot of the same things, but it's more more defined, and definitely going to be much more interesting. So I cannot wait to see what is going to be happening. It's going to be beautiful. I cannot wait for Madden Mobile 20. It's coming. It is literally coming. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be clutch. It's going to be hype. So let me know in the comment section what you are ready for in terms of the gameplay, what you like, what you don't like. And I'll catch you in the next video. Leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.